Buckeyes are opting in. It's almost everyone, it seems like, is going to play in the Cotton Bowl, guys. Chris, you lead this discussion this evening.
Yeah, as you said, Eric, just about everybody has either not made an announcement or has went ahead and said, yes, I'm in. So I guess the big question for everybody out there is, what does that mean? So obviously, I think the first thing we need to take a look at is, does this mean that everyone who is opting in is staying? And I don't think that's the case. First of all, with the people who haven't announced, I think we look at that and say, is Ryan Day just asking them not to announce at this point? Because you know how close Ryan Day likes to play it to the vest. Secondly, I think a lot of people are out there, trying to improve their draft stock. So, Aaron, is there anyone that really surprises you that is in this, has opted in? And do you think that there is a more significant message in them opting in?
Aaron, try to speak a little louder. People are having trouble hearing you. I think your volume might be too low. Sorry, bud. That's my fault.
It's all good. I think the one surprising name for me, well, two surprising names for me, Denzel Burke and Travion Henderson. I think those are probably the two, and I say that because Emeka Egbuka has not had a great season. Injuries, etc., just not a great season. I think, did he officially say he's going to play?
He's not said either way yet.
He's the one I don't think I've heard about what he's doing. But outside of him, it's Denzel Burke and Travion Henderson for me. And I think that it's because, especially Burke, because he's probably a top 15 pick. If I had to guess, top 20 at the latest, I think. But Travion, given his ouchie history, that kind of surprises me. I'm not going to lie. However, to answer the second part of your question, I think that it sends the message that despite all of these guys in the transfer portal right now, and I think we're up to like 16 right now, it shows at least that we have a culture of loyalty. And I know there are plenty of holes to argue this point, okay? But maybe this is the part where they're trying to turn the page on that. Devin Brown with that post, I think that fired up a lot of guys. I know it fired me up as a fan. So to have that kind of leadership that you've lacked all season in the locker room finally, I think that maybe that kind of changed some minds. Like, hey, let's go out here and let's not get embarrassed on the big stage. I know it's Missouri. I know it's the Cotton Bowl. We don't care. Ohio State University needs to win this bowl game. We are not going out of this season the wrong way.
Yeah. So JR, he mentioned Travion, who we know Travion's already declared that he is coming back next season. He also mentioned Emeka Egbuka, who has not had a great season this year, maybe not up to what we expected. Do you feel that this is a move to increase his draft value, or do you think we're going to see him back next year?
Well, I look at what happened with JSN. JSN missed, practically the entire year, and he was still, he was 22 or something like that. He was still in the first round around the 20s mark. So I really feel like it comes down to wanting to win. I don't think a lot of this stuff comes down to guys like Emeka Egbuka with the NFL. Because I think he knows it's going to be there. Sure, he could be, an earlier pick if he showcases his skills a little bit better. But I think that this team really feels like they have not accomplished any of the things that at least this draft class of these guys who are juniors. I think they feel like they have not accomplished any of the things that they set out to do. Obviously, because of the cheating that happened, with Michigan, really, hindering them from that. And then this year with Kyle McCord essentially hindering them from that because Kyle McCord didn't elevate the offense. And I think that these guys feel like somebody like Devin Brown does elevate the offense. Do I think Marvin Harrison Jr. is coming back? No, I think he's gone. But a guy like Emeka Egbuka, I would not be shocked. I'm not going to say it's going to happen, but I would not be shocked if he decides to come back simply because I feel like there are guys like him who say, we haven't accomplished what we wanted to get done yet.
Okay, Eric, is it about getting the job done? Is it about improving draft status? And what is your biggest takeaway from who we have not seen opt out yet?
Both is my answer to that question. For some, it's improving draft stock. For others, it's because they have a sour taste in their mouth and they don't want to finish off their career, or they don't want to see the seniors go out with 2 L's in a row. And Captain Jack Sparrow himself, Jack Sawyer, called me out in his conference, basically said that the sentiment that I laid out, that this was just a glorified scrimmage and turning the page to the next season, was, in his words, BS. So, okay, all I'm going to say then is let me see it. Let's see you guys go out there in the Cotton Bowl and be the Buckeyes that we wanted to see this season. Play with extreme aggression, I think is the term Aaron likes to use. Extreme aggression on defense. Channel your inner Katzenmoyer. And when you see the quarterback running around on the edge, absolutely go break him in half, because that's what you do if you're Andy Katzenmoyer, right? I want to see that. I want them to feel the Buckeyes' presence defensively up front. Offensively, I think for some of them, I think it is improving their draft stock. Emeka Egbuka goes out there and has a 200-yard performance, especially if Marvin Harrison doesn't play and he's the top target and he has a great game. Of course, that's going to improve his draft stock. Everybody's going to say, oh, as the number one option, look what he did, right? So I want to see that. And, of course, I want to see what Devin Brown does with the keys to the kingdom, if you will. What does he do? So, yeah, I say it's a little bit of both. And my hat's off to Jack Sawyer for saying I disagree with you, Buckeye Boggs, and I'm going to show you.
Yeah, absolutely. So, guys, that's about who is playing and who is not opting out. But we've had a lot of people who have entered the transfer portal here of late, and some of them have found some new homes. And